An expired name server may have opened the door to intercepting real phone routing traffic, and the logs apparently captured hundreds of thousands of live queries. Welcome to the Automated Daily, Hacker News Edition, the podcast created by generative AI. It's August 22nd, 2026, and today we're looking at a quiet but serious telecom security hole, new attempts to measure harm from AI agents, and a growing sense that AI is not just changing how we work and study, but also how willing we are to read what shows up in front of us. This episode is brought to you by Stock MVP. Stock MVP helps you invest like the pros using data-driven insights. Find the link in the episode notes. We'll start with the security story, because it's the kind of failure that sounds obscure until you realize what was at stake. A researcher found that an expired name server let them take control of several E164.ARPA delegations, which are used for phone number routing lookups. After adding logging when earlier reports went nowhere, they reportedly saw a large volume of real enum traffic, including full phone numbers and resolver details. The issue has now been closed after involvement from the UK's National Cybersecurity Centre, but the bigger lesson is clear. Abandoned internet infrastructure can quietly turn into a privacy and intelligence risk, especially when communication systems and military-linked locations are part of the picture. Staying with risk, a site called Felony Bench is trying to put a number on harmful AI agent incidents. It tracks reported cases where AI systems allegedly affected third parties in the real world, and it currently shows some of the biggest frontier labs with multiple entries. The exact methodology will definitely be debated, but the significance is hard to miss. AI safety conversations are moving away from abstract concerns and toward operational questions. What actually happened? Who was affected? And how often are these systems crossing lines when given too much autonomy? That leads into a broader AI theme from today's stories. Not just what models can do, but how people are reacting to them. In a new development in the workplace AI writing story we've been following, one author says he's becoming effectively AI-blindness on the job. When a document feels machine-polished, generic, or oddly padded, he finds himself disengaging almost immediately. Whether or not people can reliably detect AI text in a lab setting, this reaction matters in practice. If coworkers start tuning out design docs, planning notes, or internal decks because they sound generated, then AI may be speeding up content production while quietly reducing communication quality. The same tension shows up in education. New reporting suggests student AI use is now widespread, with extremely high adoption in several countries. That means the debate is no longer about whether AI will enter classrooms. It's already there. The open question is whether it becomes a helpful tutor and productivity tool, or a shortcut that weakens attention, writing, and problem solving. For parents, teachers, and schools, this is quickly becoming less of a policy discussion and more of a daily reality. On the development side, one essay argues that AI is making software optimization much cheaper than it used to be. The core idea is that coding agents can now handle a lot of the repetitive benchmarking, tweaking, and verification work that once made performance tuning expensive and slow. That could make workload-specific software much more common, because teams can afford to optimize for their actual use cases instead of settling for generic designs. The caution, though, is familiar. If you optimize too closely to the data in front of you, you can end up building something fast for the benchmark and worse for the real world. There were also a couple of noteworthy developer tool stories. One is Rust Glancer, a newer Rust language server built around a simpler trade-off. Use less memory, recover faster after restarts, and accept that not everything needs to live in RAM all the time. It's not being framed as a full replacement for Rust Analyzer yet, but it points to a practical demand in modern tooling. Developers increasingly want IDE features without paying for them with massive memory use, especially on large workspaces or multi-project setups. And finally, on the hardware tinkering side, an open-source platform called Cobalt is bringing an app layer to Kobo e-readers. The interesting part isn't just that it adds new apps to an e-ink device, it's that it's trying to do it with a safety-conscious model, separate app processes, and a cleaner path for updates. That matters because it turns a single-purpose reading device into something more like a lightweight computing platform, while still respecting the limits of e-ink hardware. It's a small example of a broader trend. People want more open, flexible devices, even in categories that used to be mostly closed. Thanks to our sponsor, Consensus. Consensus uses AI to help you find and understand research papers, and you can get a free month. Find the link in the episode notes. That's it for today. The common thread here is control. Control over infrastructure, over AI behavior, over how we communicate, and over the tools we build for ourselves. Thanks for listening to the Automated Daily Hacker News Edition. Links to all the stories we covered can be found in the episode notes.